Hello Excel Gladiators, welcome back to another video. Excel tip number 6 is tables. So what are tables? Tables might just be the best Excel feature that you're not using right now. So tables are a defined grid of cells for data and formulas. They make managing and analyzing a group of related data easier. They're more efficient compared to using a range. And tables are jam-packed with useful features, as you'll find out in this video. So in this example, we want to create a table based off this range of values. So to create a table, you want to go to Insert and then select Table. You can see the shortcut is Control T to create a table. And it should automatically select the range for you. You want to select the table as headers. And boom, now you have a table.
Okay, boomer.
So the first benefit of using tables is that you can rename the tables. So to do that, you can go to Table Design and then click on your table name. Default name will be Table 1, and then rename it to whatever you want. I'll do background to match the data. And now by naming the table, if you have a lot of tables, you can name them all. And then you can quickly jump from table to table just by this drop down menu. So I'll go to spikes. That takes me to the spikes tab with the spikes table. And yeah, it's a good way to navigate your tables by naming them all. So going back to the background tab, another benefit of using tables is that you can add formulas very easily. So the formula for a percentage will be the total divided by 2500 because there's 2500 total. So just by adding in the formula in this cell, it will automatically go down to the end of the table, which is a good time saver. Also, I should note that the formulas change when using a table, and they actually reference the header instead of the cell, which can be useful in reading formulas.
I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Using tables will also enhance the shortcut to select a row or to select a column. And to select a row, it's Shift Space. And to select a column, it is Control Space. So by using tables, you won't select everything. You'll just select to the edge of the table, which I really like.
No edge. No, watch out!
With tables, you can also use a special drag and drop feature, which can be a little bit hard to use at first. You want to just select the whole column by clicking up here twice. And sometimes it's hard to just move the column, but you can move the column over and then move it back. Another useful feature is the formatting that's automatically applied when you use tables that make the table a little bit easier on the eyes. And you can also adjust the formatting by going to Table Design, and you can change the colors of the table. And you can also have more features here if you want a header, banded rows, a total row. If you want to highlight certain columns, like the first or last column, you want banded columns instead of banded rows, filter or no filter, all useful table design features. Also, the table headers will always remain visible when using tables. So if I scroll down, you can see background, total, percentage are still visible. You can use slicers as a filter by going to Table Design, Insert Slicer. I'll create slicers for the background. And now you have slicers, which is basically a fancier and maybe easier to use filter. So you can just select what you want to filter on, and you can use slicers as opposed to using the drop down menu, which can save time. Tables also have dynamic ranges. So if I were to delete, say, plum by doing control minus, the table contracts. So now it's smaller. I'll undo that and say I want to add a new background, like, I don't know, lemon. It will create another row and expand the table. Last but not least, tables work remarkably well with pivot tables.
You just got up smash. And now, oh, happy feet. One more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. Oh, 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 Where you at?
So if I wanted to create a pivot table with this data, I'll just insert a value for lemon. I'll do insert, I'll select any cell in the table and select pivot table. I will put it over here, and now I have a pivot table. And the main benefit of using a table to create a pivot table is that, say you want to add something to your table, I'll just add another background. We'll call it diamond. We'll do 10. The pivot table won't automatically update, as you can see, but you can update it just by hitting refresh once. There's a shortcut for it too. Alt F5, I'll do that. Alt F5, and then it'll add diamond to the pivot table. And if you don't use a table to create a pivot table, then you have to go to change data source, and then you would have to reselect your range of values, which just is a waste of time when compared to using a table and then just hitting refresh to refresh your pivot tables. So there's probably a few more reasons to use tables over ranges, but I felt like I covered the most relevant reasons to use tables over ranges. And I hope you will find that using tables will save you a lot of time in the future, and time is money. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Peace out.